A couple of things I wanted to talk about today. Um, Ted Nugent, Ted the nut job Nugent. Do you know the story? What he?
I do not.
Oh, really? Uh, Ted Nugent, who is really, I don't know. I'm not a big rock fan to begin with, so I don't know. Maybe some of you guys out there really think he's great. I kind of remember him as pretty much a one-hit wonder, the Cat Scratch Fever thing, many, many years ago. But he's a very outspoken right-wing. I would use the term nut job, I guess. I'll read this off of the ABC News website. Rock guitarist, conservative activist, and Mitt Romney supporter Ted Nugent says he stands behind his provocative rant against the Obama administration at last weekend's NRA convention, the National Rifle Association convention, despite mounting pressure from Democrats and an investigation by the Secret Service. Generally, when the Secret Service is looking into you and you're not a Colombian hooker, you've messed up. Um, he says, I spoke at the NRA and I will stand by my speech. It was 100% positive. Nugent said it's about we, the people, taking back our American dream from the corrupt monsters in the federal government under this administration and the communist czars he's appointed. Nugent told a crowd of convention goers that if Barack Obama, this is the thing that got him in trouble. Nugent told a crowd of convention goers that if Barack Obama becomes the president in November, I will either be dead or in jail by this time next year. Well, I certainly hope one of those happens. And we got enough room in jail now, enough people in jail now. So if you can't go home and get everybody in your life to clean house in this vile, evil, America-hating administration, I don't even know what you're made of, he said at the NRA. So basically, he made a threat. And now he's saying this. This guy is such a pinhead. See, this is Ted Nugent, in quotes. See, I'm a black Jew at a Nazi Klan rally, and there are some power-abusing, corrupt monsters in our federal government that despise me because I have the audacity to speak the truth, to identify the violations of our government, particularly Eric Holder and the president and Tim Genther, ad nauseum, Nugent told Losich. I have never in my life threatened anyone's life. Well, it sounds like you have. I am incapable of threatening anyone's life because I'm about positive change. My entire speech, all my articles, he later added. So I think he's trying to do a little damage control now. But 219-845-1100 is the number here at the studio. What do you think? Is this just the idle talk of an old, aging rock has-been, or is this a legitimate threat? And the Secret Service are going to look into it. You can't make threats like that against the president.
Right.
And it just hey, you know what? I was no fan of George W. But you can't go around talking about basically having him killed or killing the guy because it's against the law, folks. And I think Ted Nugent is going to find out pretty quick that they take this stuff pretty serious. We have Alex on line one. Let's go to Alex. Hey, Alex, how are you, buddy?
Good. How you doing, pal?
I'm all right. How are you today?
I'd be doing better if I didn't have to cut you off right at the very end because my phone rang and it was home and they want pizza. So, what exactly did he say? I heard about it, but how did he threaten the president? Can you repeat that?
Well, it says. Let me go back. Hold on one second.
I heard up until the part where he says I'll either be dead or in jail by this time next year.
That's what he says. If that's exactly the quote. If Barack Obama becomes the president in November, I will either be dead or in jail by this time next year.
Okay, so how did he threaten the president?
You don't seem that sounds. If I said about you, if Alex.
Oh, he's speaking about the president being dead or in jail by next year.
No. He's talking about himself. If the president is elected again next year, he'll either be dead or in jail. I think you don't get that he's implying that he's going to do something about that.
I thought you meant Ted Nugent was saying Ted Nugent will be in jail.
That's what he's saying. That is what he's saying. So
he's implying that the president is going to put him in jail. Okay.
Well, yeah, that he'll do something to be put in jail.
Okay. Wow. That's, this guy's, I don't know. Wow.
I mean, that's a threat. You think that's a threat, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. The guy's, he's preaching to a small crowd at this point. I mean, other than the NRA, he's preaching to like the old scare tactics. You know, there's a certain crowd out there that's within a certain age group. I'd say about 55 and up.
Yeah,
55 to 75. That's like the type that they need to be scared on a daily basis. The scare tactics is what keeps them glued to the TV.
You know, first of all, the thing is, here's a guy, and like I said, I'm not a big rock guy to begin with. I grew up mostly into jazz and blues and stuff like that. But first of all, he's a kind of a one-hit. You know, he's kind of the whole cat scratch fever thing has kind of kept him alive, I think.
And I thought that was horrible, by the way.
Right, you're right. You know, and so why people are even paying attention to this guy? But I guess he's speaking was at the NRA convention, the National Rifle Association, and he made that quote, and it just amazes me that people have to take it to that level. You know what? I am neither right-wing or liberal. I kind of, go from issue to issue. But when you start making threats like that, you got to expect that you're going to end up in jail, I think.
Yeah, I think Ted Nugent would be better off by just going on stage and just holding up a gun and smiling, because that's all he can really. He's better off just doing that. Because I mean, Ted Nugent going to the NRA convention and speaking like Cotton Eye Joe, coming back from the '90s, because that's another one-hit wonder. I mean, I don't see where just because Ted Nugent likes to kill animals and skin them alive and eat them, I don't see where he should be the poster boy for the GOP.
Well, here's the funniest part now, too. He's acting like he's being the victim. He's the victim here. He actually says this. This is another quote. "See, I'm a black Jew at a Nazi Klan rally, and there are some power-abusing, corrupt monsters in our federal government that despise me because I have the audacity to speak the truth, to identify the violations of our government." It's just amazing. Now he's turning it around that he's the victim because they're going to investigate him. Now, the Secret Service, as soon as they get done with the hookers, which is fine with me, actually,
right,
they're going to go investigate him.
So. The part that gets me about Nugent is when somebody can take the platform and is willing to speak on a certain subject, your history comes into play for me. Why should I take you seriously? What have you done for humanity?
Right.
Why should I care that you want to prove to me for some reason that you care about something?
That's a great
point. The guy doesn't care about anything.
No, it's all about him, and I think he just keeps himself in the public eye by making statements like that too.
Right, and you know what? It would be one thing if Ted Nugent had a history of, say, being a spokesperson for a certain charity, or going to a third world country to help feed poor kids. Something for humanity, where you think you can stand up and take the pulpit and preach to me about something when you have nothing to say to me except for they're trying to take my guns, man.
Right.
Hey, the Obama administration has not looked to or asked for any gun laws. He hasn't touched one. Okay, yeah. And all it takes is for somebody to submit one for it to go into uproar, and it's not even about the person that's wanted to introduce or author a law. It goes right to Obama's desk. You know what I mean?
It'll be fun. It'll be fun to see how Ted Nugent reacts when they start skinning him when the Secret Service really probe him. You know what I mean?